Ooh. All right. So Kevin just used two words, and I want to use them again: perseverance and curiosity. I had a little curiosity about this speech. I thought we were supposed to prepare a speech, actually, like 3 to 5 minutes. So it'll be a little bit longer, but not too long. And also perseverance, because if you could please stay with me, that would be absolutely great. But first of all, I want to thank all of you for coming out here, and I want to thank the scholarship committee, especially for considering me for this. This is an award I've dreamed about for quite some time, so it's incredible just to stand up here and accept it. And like I said, I was trying to prepare a speech, and it was very difficult. I had to rewrite it several times, mostly because there are so many people that I want to thank and so many things that I want to say. So, I am a journalist, I tell stories. I decided to take a little bit of a strange twist with this one, and I think I was leading up to this for my friends and family over there, but I wanted to tell you a story about a young, unnamed journalist and the people who helped him throughout his journey. So, this is a little story I wrote. It's called The Young Journalist. There once was a young journalist who loved news very much. He worked at his skill, read up on techniques, took courses in related fields, and worked in any possible way he could. His mother, a very smart and caring woman, and his sister, Sonia, a very caring woman, did not know much about the field. Nevertheless, they shipped him off to the faraway land of Kent, Ohio, so he could learn and progress in his dream. The young journalist was from Stowe, Ohio. His mother and sister only wanted him to be happy and follow his work while he was at school. They would talk with him about the hardships of his path and let him vent to them about the difficult sources and the stress-inducing deadlines. He loved them and appreciated them very much. Time passed and the journalist worked for a television news station and a radio station. And eventually he started to improve. Before long, the journalist and his colleagues were offered the trip of a lifetime to Austin, Texas for a journalism convention. The journalist fought hard for a spot on the trip, and he eventually got it. This was where he met a strong leader by the name of Kevin Dilley, who was an advisor to the journalism outlets the journalist worked for. Kevin was fair yet gentle and sought to help the journalist in his journey to Austin and beyond. The journalist was always there to talk, and Kevin was always there to listen. The journalist and Kevin became friends, and Kevin became a guiding light to the journalist, and even accompanied him on a journey to Nashville, Tennessee, where they attended yet another journalism convention. Semesters passed, and the journalist was coming to his own. He had studied the arts of print journalism, photography, graphic design, broadcast journalism, and website management. He had traveled to foreign lands like Cyprus to tell stories. He gained friends like Ashley Atherton and Angelo Angel, and they bonded over the craziness of the 2016 election. But the good times threatened to stop. It was summer, and the journalist had applied for internship on top of internship on top of internship, until he realized that he was not going to be accepted into anything. Poor guy, wonder what happened to him. Until he talked to his friend Kevin. He was sad, but his friend Kevin told about a magical kingdom of radio news called WKSU. The journalist journeyed to the kingdom and spoke with its ruler, Andrew Meyer. I can't say that with a straight face. Andrew liked the young journalist and saw his potential and hired him. The journalist struggled at first as he had never worked for a radio news station, but he learned and he became friends with his colleagues. The journalist appreciated Andrew's kindness and patience and bonded with the adults and students that he worked with. Months later, the journalist met a lovely princess named Hannah, who is blushing profusely right now. I thought it would be cute, guys, okay? They cared for each other very much, even though Hannah was not familiar with the journalist's line of work. She would listen as the journalist rambled on about difficult stories and sources who were mean to him, and she did her best to comfort the journalist. Fast forward to the next semester, and the journalist was maturing and no longer working for student media in the way he had before. He ran into a scholar by the name of Gene Shelton, who was wise and had great faith in the journalist, and the journalist had great faith in him too. The journalist saw a passion in this teacher that he could not compare to any other he had had before, and Mr. Shelton saw the potential in the journalist. Time passed, and the journalist set his sights on a great honor to commemorate his work. It was a scholarship named after a gallant knight named John S. I thought it was clever. As the journalist gathered his materials, he realized something. He realized that he was doing the one thing that made him happy, and the people who made him happy were helping him do it. He realized that things would not always turn out as he hoped, and that his hard work would not always be met with success. He realized that he was on a long journey, And though he would not know the outcome, he was happy. And the journalist lived happily ever after.